do is we'll just say, well, we're having to test them down because we're first going to look at her uninvolved side, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. Okay? And on this one, we have a couple of things we've got to pay attention to. One of them, we have to stabilize the pelvis. Because her tendency is going to be, if she's weak, the most common substitution is to roll back like this, rotate outward, and now her hip flexors are actually in this plane. So she can use those to do what looks like an abduction movement, when in fact that's not at all abduction, right? Stabilize the pelvis. You can also drop your thumb right down here to feel abductors working. That's where they are. You want her to bend the underleg like this, okay? That gives her a tripod, which makes her stable. You want her to keep this knee as straight as she can, and her toes pointed towards that wall, opposite of where you are. Then we're just going to have her come up like this. Okay, now show her what I want her to do rather than wasting all those words, right? Have her do that on her own. Okay, come on up. Good. That shows me what she can do over there. Now, this is the uninvolved side, right? So I'm going to get my force. Put my hand right here, just above the knee, distal part of the thigh. Okay, raise up again, push against me. Whoa. Okay, so now I know how much force to do for brake test, right? So now we'll just pretend like we flipped her over, right?
Why does it matter if you cross the toes?
That just gives you a point to see that her toes are going that way. It doesn't affect the measure at all, because nothing crosses those joints.
Right.
But if we don't have her point her toes like that, then she can drift and I won't see it. That's like a dial. So go, oh, I can see that she's out of that. That's the only reason you do that. Okay? So now let's say this is the involvement. Do the same thing. Stabilizing, knees straight, toes towards the other side, lift up. Very nice. There's my 3. I bring it up about midway through the range. Hold it there. Don't let me push you down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. So now I have my 5. Okay. Adductors. The book says put them in a gravity minimized position and then apply resistance. And you know, what in Lucifer's reach are you putting your hands on them for if they're in a gravity minimized position? That's my question. So we decided that we're going to do it a different way, right? If they're younger, flexible, and able to do it, what we're going to do is have them take the limb we're not testing at the time, put it like this. Somebody asked me last lab, can I put it back here? Try putting your leg back there and see what happens.
You mean like that?
Like this.
Oh.
Pulls her out of the plane, right? This is the way we want it if we're going to do this. If we cannot, then we simply get it out of the way. Because what we're going to ask her to do here is keep her knee straight, keep her toes pointed towards that wall, stabilize her pelvis. Now I just want you to lift up towards the ceiling. There you go, and back down, right? So she can either do it that way or that way. Same thing, go ahead and lift up. So we're stabilizing her pelvis to make sure that she doesn't drift out of that plane. So let's say this is the uninvolved side and we want to test this. Go ahead and do that one more time. Lift up and back down, okay? Not as much strength in adductors as in abductors. When might we see more adductor strength?
Horse ride.
Somebody who rides horses, straddles motorcycles, cross country, those kinds of things, right? They're going to have really strong adductors, whereas the rest of us just need enough to control our limb and gait, keep us from falling over. Okay? So now we've flipped her over. Now this is the test side, right? Have her do the same thing. Go ahead and lift up. We see if we can get her 3. Come up about mid-range, which isn't going to be very far, right? Put my hand back here. Hold. Don't let me push you down. Ready? Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're done with that. Okay? So we're back.
Wait, Ken.
Yes.
If they're not flexible enough to be in that,
Mm-hmm.
how do you, other than doing the grade 3 like you showed earlier, how do you do like an actual pressure on it? To do an actual
holding
muscle test while you're holding the other limb up?
Oh, you mean like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to stabilize.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just hook it under your. Okay.
And again, unless it's heavy, you can do this, can't I? And she comes up, and I can do that. The point of all this is just this has to be out of the way so she can make it through a range.
Yeah.